morning, students. Today we'll start with the third lecture of ours with respect to nomenclature. In the first two lectures, we've spoken about the general characteristics and the classification. Today we're going to precisely talk about alkyl groups. What exactly are alkyl groups? Let's see this. Now, first of all, before going to the types of alkyl groups, first we'll talk about types of carbon atom. Now, carbon atom, depending on the valency. If carbon atom is, we all know valency of carbon is 4. One carbon is directly attached to only one other carbon. That's called a primary or a 1-degree carbon. If I have to talk over here, for example, this carbon, okay, this is attached to one as well as one down there, okay, so it's attached to two others, so it's 2 degree. But look at this one first, if I have to talk, okay, all right, this carbon attached to only one, so this is 1 degree. This one down attached to only one other carbon, so this is also 1 degree. Okay, so 1 degree carbon, carbon atom directly attached to only one other carbon. That's called a primary or 1 degree carbon atom. Directly attached to only one other carbon. Okay. Then we'll talk about the next one. That's a 2 degree carbon. Now 2 degree carbon directly attached to two other, like for example, this carbon attached to one and one down there. So this nature is 2 degree. Then next, we can say this carbon also, which other carbon will be 2 degree if you observe? This is attached to 3. This one is attached to, yes, this one in between. Okay. Where you see two valency short, that is also 2 degree carbon. Okay. Then, yes, this is all part. So that's a secondary carbon, which is directly attached to two other carbon atoms. Then comes what we have as tertiary or 3 degree carbon. Carbon atom directly attached to three other carbon. Like for example, if you see this one down two and one here. So this is a 3 degree carbon. Same way, if I have to talk, for example, this one, two, three. So this is also 3 degree. Same way, if I talk about this carbon, okay, it's one, two, and one. So this is also 3 degree. And if I talk about this, one up, left down, one down. So this is also 3 degree carbon. So tertiary or 3 degree carbon, carbon atom directly attached to only three other carbon atoms. That's called tertiary. And last we have what we call as quaternary carbon. That's a 4 degree carbon, where we say carbon atom is directly attached to four other carbon atoms. Quarter means four. Like this one, directly attached to 1, 2, 3, and 1, 4 down there. So this is 4 degree. And same way this one down, this is also directly attached to four others. So this is also 4 degree. So first are the types of carbon atom. Okay, that's one. Now we'll go to the next part, that's alkyl groups. Now before going to the alkyl groups, we have to talk about what are the different types of naming the compounds. Okay, let's start this part. First, we all know molecular formula, that is this one, C4H8O2. I've just given an example to give an idea to you. This is the general formula for monohydric alcohols as well as esters. Those are the functional groups, what we'll be doing. CnH2nO2. So if I put N is equal to 4, hydrogen will be 8. So CnH2n. So C4H8O2, that's the molecular formula. Then we have empirical formula. I've told you what's empirical formula. It's the simplest ratio of the atoms that can be put up together. That's called the empirical formula. So C2H4O. That's generally, this is with respect to what we can call as the aldehyde group, like acetaldehyde. That's an organic compound, aldehydes. CH3CHO. So CH3CHO mein, there are two carbons. So C2, CH3CHO, H3 and CHO ka one more H. So total 4 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So the simplest way we can write the formula is the empirical formula. Third, we have the condensed formula. That's what you see. 4 carbon atoms over here written like this. Now this can be written still more condensed, meaning CH3, CH2 is 2 times. We can write CH2 in a bracket and write 2 as a subscript down over there. So CH3 bracket CH2 the whole twice and then COH. So that's the condensed formula. Displayed formula, that's by showing all the bonds. What do you see? All the single bonds and all the double bonds and proving carbon valencies, 4 oxygen valencies, 2 hydrogen valencies, 1. Showing all the bonds is the displayed formula. Then comes structural formula, where here we don't show the bonds of hydrogen, but we write like this: CH3, CH2, CH2, and then COA, like this. That's the structural formula. And last, skeletal formula, or what we also call as the bond line formula, where we don't show carbon and hydrogen. Only when the functional group there is a hydrogen or an oxygen, we show that. Observe this. CH3, so the end carbon here, the line where it is there. So this is one carbon. It's understood there'll be 3 hydrogens, so CH3. And where the 2 lines meet, that is this one. Here 2 lines have met, so 2 have met, so 2 valencies are satisfied. So there are 2 hydrogen. So that's CH2. So just observe from the top part. Bottom one is CH3, then is CH2, then again down, 2 valencies are satisfied. So again it will be CH2, and then C double bond. So we don't write the C. So we just, it's basically, we have 2 lines meeting and a double bond. So 4 valencies. So double bond and then OH. So in bond line, no carbon, no hydrogen, just with lines we try to satisfy. So these are the types: molecular formula, empirical formula, condensed formula, displayed formula, the structural formula, and the bond line formula. The different ways to express. Okay. Now we'll start with the alkyl groups. What exactly are alkyl groups? One hydrogen short of an alkane is called as an alkyl group. Represented as R, the general formula CnH2n plus 1. See, alkanes was CnH2n plus 2, 1H short. That's why CnH2n plus 1. And what is the definition part there? When you replace one hydrogen atom of an alkane by any other atom or a functional group, then we get a new group of compounds. So by replacing one H, we get a derivative of a compound called alkyl groups. So from the parent alkane, like 10 alkanes on my 10 fingers: methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, decane. Fast version: meth, eth, prop, but, pent, hex, hept, oct, non, dec. So methane. So if I replace one H, it becomes CH3 with one valency short. Replace ANE by the word YL. Methane becomes methyl. So that's what it says. The suffix ANE suffix was written later. You replace with the word YL. We'll talk with examples. Have a look at this. Methane now, if I remove one H, then I get CH3 with one valency short. That's methyl. Same way ethane, CH3, CH3. Okay. Where you can replace any one H, we get a group that will be ethyl. And what will be the last valency which is short satisfied by? Functional groups. I'll talk to you with examples. Look at that. If I put OH attached to CH3, which is an aliphatic open chain, those group of compounds are called alcohol. So CH3OH is called methyl alcohol. Now important, I have circled this carbon. So observe this carefully. Now with respect to that, I want to know what is the nature of this carbon. Right now we didn't know. Primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary. Now this carbon, it's attached to how many other carbon? No one. So as such, this is what type of a carbon? It is a 0-degree carbon. Observe this. It's a 0-degree carbon. But 0-degree carbon does not exist. So it is considered as 1 degree. So remember this. In methyl, we will say carbon, as there is only one carbon and is directly attached to the functional group, it is considered as 1 degree. That's the nature of what is considered. Clear? More examples? Look at that one more. Ethyl, and now we have a functional group that is Br, halogen. That's called halides. So Br is called bromide. So CH3, CH2 is ethyl, and then the word Br. So ethyl, bromide. Here also, when I say nature, nature is technically of all carbon. But which carbon we will see? That carbon which is directly attached to the functional group. That is this carbon. This is attached to how many carbon? Only one. So nature is 1 degree. And in common name, we count all. So 2 carbon is ethyl, followed by the word Br. So that's ethyl bromide. Clear what are alkyl groups? Now today we'll be talking about the different types of alkyl groups. Okay, see this. Now the first category to talk, that is what we have as N-alkyl groups. What's the meaning of this word N? The word N here means normal. Normal means in a continuous chain. So what are N-alkyl? N-alkyl groups are they are those paraffins. Now I hope everybody knows alkanes, we call them as paraffins. Why? Paraffins comes from the word, it's a Latin word parum and affins. Parum means little, affins means affinity. Alkanes have low chemical reactivity or low chemical affinity. Why? All the four valencies are satisfied by single covalent bonds. Single bond we have discussed, that's a sigma bond. So as all four are satisfied by single covalent sigma bonds, we say they have low chemical reactivity, in which carbon atom forms a continuous chain. Now, what's the meaning of this word continuous chain with no branching? Continuous means it can go up, it can go down, but there should be no break in between. In other words, there should be no branch in between. Those alkyl groups which are in a continuous chain without branching are called N-alkyl groups. Now, where does this start from? Observe this. Now, alkyl groups in a straight chain from propyl are called N-alkyl. Now the question comes, what about methyl and ethyl? Methyl has one carbon, ethyl has two carbon. They can't be branched. But from propyl, yes, branching starts. Matlab we can write it in a straight chain as well as we can write it in a branched manner also. Let's understand. I've given there since branching starts from propyl onwards. That's why we say methyl ethyl we won't write N, but from propyl we will write. Look at that propane. If I remove the terminal, matlab the end hydrogen, I get a group like this. Are all three in a continuous chain? Yes. Then we put the prefix N, propyl. Why? Because if I would have removed, observe this carefully. If I would have removed, look on the slide please, this hydrogen, what I show in between, then a branch would have come. Matlab it would be named as something else. So from where branching starts, we put the prefix. So for methyl ethyl, no prefix. From propyl, we'll put the prefix N. Prefix what we write before. N normal means in a continuous chain. Now examples to see. Look at that. One more example I've given. If it is N-butane, all right, matlab four carbon atoms. Now in alkanes, branching starts from butane onwards. So from 4 carbon, you can write it in a straight chain or a branched manner. We have seen earlier isomerism, N-butane, isobutane. Okay. So in alkanes, branching from butane, in alkyl, branching from propyl. So 4, if I remove this terminal hydrogen, I'll get 4 in a continuous chain. The name would be N-butyl, normal in a continuous chain. And now with examples where we satisfy the valencies, look at that. N-propyl. Now I've put a halogen atom, so it's called N-propyl iodide. And here N-butyl alcohol. Common name, count all. So here there are 3 carbon, 1, 2, 3. Here there are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So N-butyl and put an OH. OH attached matlab to an aliphatic chain, that will be called as alcohols. Now important nature. As such, nature of all carbon, but which nature you will see? Carbon to which the functional group is attached. This is attached to only one other. So this nature is 1 degree. 1 second. Now, second example, N-butyl alcohol. Here, the carbon attached to OH, that's again attached to one carbon only. So this nature is again 1 degree. All right. So both examples where the functional group is attached to only one other carbon, that's called as the N-alkyl part. Okay. Now more to add over here, we have in alkyl groups, this is the important point. Branching starts from propyl onwards. While if I talk in terms of alkanes, the branching starts from butane onwards. All right, so please be very clear. Make a note of this. In alkyl, branching from propyl, in alkanes from butane. I'll give you an example. If in alkanes, if the branching starts, like for example, in a continuous chain, when I write, that's called butane. The other one is 2-methyl propane, that's isobutane. We'll be doing the IUPAC ahead. Both of them have the same molecular formula, but the structural formulas are different. All right, N-butane, isobutane. So they are called as isomers. Under isomers, they are structural isomers as a type. They are called chain isomers. What's the meaning of the word chain isomers? Their continuous chains are different. Observe. Here the continuous chain 1, 2, 3, 4. Here the continuous chain 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so as the continuous chains are different, they are said to be chain isomers. That's what we say over here. The definitions I have given over here, so you have an idea. The position of the carbonyls and molecules can be rearranged to give branch compounds. So those compounds, which can be written in a straight chain or a branch manner, we call them as chain isomers. Okay, N-alkyl clear? Normal alkyl groups in a continuous chain with respect to alkyl from propyl, with respect to alkanes from butane. Okay. And last, for all N-alkyl groups, the nature of carbon is always 1 degree, meaning always in the end only, the carbon attached to the functional group will be attached to only one other carbon. Now, what if it is branch? What is it called? That name is, there are different names. First one we will start, isoalkyl. Iso means similar. What exactly is iso? Look at that. The definition first. It is for those alkanes in which one methyl is linked to the next, to the end carbon, that is the second last carbon of the continuous chain. What does it mean? In a continuous chain, one carbon is branched. The branch carbon is attached to two similar alkyl groups. So the what it says, one of the carbon atom is branched and is directly attached to two similar alkyl groups. Then that group is called iso group. Okay, let's see examples. Look at that. Now if I remove this, we all know this is propane. If I remove this center hydrogen, then I get this group. Now can I say the branch carbon is directly attached to two methyl groups? Yes, the branch carbon is attached to two methyl group. That's called iso. All right, let's take more examples. Okay, first we have over here isobutane. Iso, four carbon atoms. Right now we said chain isomers. C4H10 written in a branched way. Iso, branch carbon is attached to two methyl. Now if I remove over here, for example, see this hydrogen. Okay, I get this compound. Now in this, is this iso? Yes, this group is what you have to see. Branch carbon of the carbon is branched and directly attached to two methyl groups. And that's iso. So that's four, and common system, count all. There are four carbon atoms, so it's isobutyl. Where will the functional group come? Here, next to CH2 is where the functional group will come. Okay, let's talk with examples. Now I have all over here what we call as the condensed formula. So based on the condensed, we will draw the structures. Quick. C1, this CH is where the valency is short, so you write the C and you write the H. Now, how many are short on this carbon? Three valencies are short. So like this. One side is CH3. Just see please. Another side is also CH3. That's no harm in rule. No hard and fast. I can write it down or on the right. And one more we have down there. That is Cl. If you observe, can I say the branch carbon atom is attached to two similar alkyl groups? Here we have two methyl. Yes. And this group is iso. Three carbon atoms, so it's isopropyl, and the functional group is Cl, so it is chloride. Yeah. Let's talk with one more example. What's given over here? Look at that. CH3 twice CH. So this CH is the one whose valency is short. So first, I will put CH. How many valency is short? Three are short because one is H. CH3 twice. That's the condensed formula. So two methyl groups are there. One, two. Then there is a CH2 group. And then there is a OH group. That's the functional group. Now here, is the branch carbon attached to two similar alkyl groups? Yes, it's attached. So this is two alkyl groups, two methyls. It's iso. Common name count all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Isobutyl and an OH. So the name isobutyl alcohol. Okay. Here if I talk about the nature of carbon atoms. Okay. So if I talk about the nature of carbon atoms, this is what you have to see. In this case, this carbon attached to the functional group. Attached to how many other carbon? Two other. So this nature is 2 degree. Whereas here the carbon attached to the functional group, this one, attached to how many carbon? Only one carbon. So this nature is 1 degree. So in iso we are having 2 degrees, 1 degree and 2 degree. Why like that? For N alkyl it was always 1 degree. Here we have 2. We will see that. We will see that in the next slide. Okay. Now comes one more probability. That is what we call as sec alkyl groups. Sec stands for secondary. Secondary means 2 degree carbon. How do I define? What is it? It says it is used for those alkanes in which one carbon atom is means in a continuous chain, one carbon atom is branched, is directly attached to two other carbon as well as the functional group. Meaning in a continuous chain, one carbon is branched, the branched carbon is attached to two other carbon, and the functional group also should be directly attached. That's mandate. Then only it's called sec. Let's talk. Look at this. This compound is N-butane, because in alkanes branching is from butane. After I remove this H, okay, then I get one valency short here. So this is branch. Now, is the branch carbon attached to two other carbon? Yes, it's attached to two other carbon. Now, can I say it's attached to two similar alkyl? No, the alkyl group are not same. One is methyl, one is ethyl. So they are not same, right? So we can't call this iso. This is only sec. And where will the function group come? Here, where the valency is short here. This part. This part we will have the function group. So sec, one of the carbon is branched, attached to two other carbon, and the functional group is also directly attached. Which means in other words, what we are talking, the nature of the carbon atom, meaning this carbon, what we are talking, what I'm circling now, will always be 2 degree. Okay, let's see with more examples. Look at this now. Sec butyl alcohol, matlab same way CH3, that's what you write CH3. CH, yes. Down in a bracket, matlab what you see the valency short here will be OH and then CH to CH3. So it's sec butyl alcohol. The nature of this carbon is always 2 degree. Okay. Then, same way, one more we have example, sec pentylamine. Okay. Let's see the structure. CH3CH. So the valency which is short is of CH. So first, I will put CH, show the valencies which are short there. One side I have CH3 and NH2 is down, matlab it's attached on that carbon. You can show up or down, doesn't matter. It's a functional group. That's a primary amine group. Then you have CH2. Again we have CH2. Everywhere keep a check. Carbon valency should be satisfied. And last we have CH3. So now, quickly if you analyze this, how do I do this part? Carbon atom is branched, this one, attached to two other carbon as well as the functional group, and that is sec, 2 degree. Common name, count all, so there are 5 carbon atoms, so sec pentyl. NH2 I said it's an amine, primary amine, so sec pentyl amine, that's the name. Once again, can this be iso? No. Why? Because if you observe the branch carbon atom, okay, that is this one. What is the alkyl groups over here? If you observe, this alkyl is methyl and this is 3 carbon atoms. So this is propyl. Are both same? No. So this can't be called iso. Okay. Now the question comes. There are certain places only where iso. Now normally iso and sec are two different identities, but at few places only iso can be sec. Let's see. That's the next part. I'm just erasing the structure, okay, so that understanding is a little better. Okay. It says generally iso is never sec. That's what we also discussed, except the following. There are exceptions. Okay, look at that. Now, can I say the branch carbon atom here is attached to two similar methyl groups? Yes. Two similar is iso. That's the concept. What about the functional group? It doesn't talk only about the functional group. In iso, it's only one thing. Any carbonous branch should be attached to two similar alkyl groups. See here again. This carbon atom in center, One side it's ethyl, here also it's ethyl. Are both same? Yes. So anywhere any branch carbon is attached to two similar alkyl, that's iso. Now, are both giving the definition of sec? Answer is yes. Let's see how. How are they giving the definition of sec? This carbon, can I say it's attached to two other carbon, one here, as well as it's attached to the functional group? Yes. In other words, the nature for this carbon is 2 degree. Yes. Same way come to this. This center carbon atom, if I'm talking, can I say it's attached to two other carbon atoms, one here and one here? And it's also attached to the functional group. The nature of this carbon will always be 2 degree. Correct? Got it? So whenever any branch carbon is attached to two similar alkyl groups and the functional group directly attached, that's iso as well as sec. So what I said on the previous part, iso may we had two parts, right? 1 degree and 2 degree. Important. Normally iso is always 1 degree, but whenever iso becomes sec, nature changes to 2 degree, and that will happen in these exceptions. Okay, so iso and sec concept clear, everybody? Okay, all right. Next, T alkyl. T stands for tert. That's what we call as the tertiary group. Tertiary, the word is the answer. One of the carbon atom will be branched. It will be directly attached to three other carbon atoms as well as the functional group. That's the definition of tertiary. Directly attached to any carbon is branched attached to three other as well as the functional group. So the nature is always 3 degree. Look at this. We have first a compound that's isobutane. Now in this isobutane, if you see, we discussed iso attached to two similar. That's a chain isomer. Now if I remove this edge, just observe what I'm showing on the slide. This edge. Then one valency is short. Now is the branch carbon attached to three other carbon? Yes. So that's why this is called T with a hyphen. That's tertiary. And how many carbon total? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why the word butyl, T-butyl. So here a functional group will come. Okay, so that's tertiary. Let's talk with examples. Now again, we have a condensed formula. Look at that. So here, how do I frame the structure? Very easy. Let's get back to it. First of all, okay, this C valency is short, so I'll write that C first. With 4 valency is short. Then CH3 is thrice, matlab 3 methyl. So 1. I can put it wherever I want. There is no hard and fast rule. And here also methyl. And there's a functional group PR. Is one directly attached to three other? Yes. As well as the functional group? Yes. Nature of this carbon is 3 degree. That's what we call as tert. And how many carbon atom total? 4. So tert butyl bromide. That's what you rightly see. That's the part. Clear everybody how to do tert? Okay. One more example. T-pentyl alcohol. Let's frame this part now. What is the structure? Valency, whose valency is short here? Look at that. That is this one, C. So I put C first and I put 4 valencies. Left is CH3, CH2. So I start from here. CH3, CH2. Then there is CH3 twice, meaning on this carbon, 2 valencies are CH3. Up and down. 1 as well as down. And then there is a OH attached. Now if you observe this carbon atom, where the functional group is directly attached, this one is attached to 3 carbon atom. 1, 2, 3. And the functional group is directly attached. So the functional group is directly attached. We will say okay, the nature of this carbon will be 3 degree. That's why tert. And common name count all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tert pentyl alcohol. Clear tert, everyone? Okay. Now, the last group, what we have as neo. Neo stands for a new group when we are talking. So what is this new group? Okay, observe this. What is that? What is neo? Neo says it is for those alkanes in which two methyl groups are linked to the next to the end carbon atom, that is the second last carbon of the continuous chain. Neo indicates the presence of two methyl groups at the end of the chain. Let's put up suppose. In a continuous chain, the second last carbon should be attached to two methyl groups. Or have a better version, the second last carbon should be attached to four other carbon atoms. Then that group is a neo group. Once again, in a continuous chain, second last carbon either is attached to two methyl, or the other way to put up, second last carbon is attached to four other carbon atoms. Then that group is a neo group. Now see here. This is neopentane, second last carbon attached to four other carbon atoms. So that group is called neo. Total 5 carbon atoms. That's why the name neopentane. Now when I have to remove the hydrogen here, is this clear? Which hydrogen? The one that I have circled here. That is this one. If I remove it, this is neopentyl. Other way to put up here. One way I can say second last carbon is attached to 2-methyl, or I can say second last carbon, that is this one, this carbon is attached to four other carbon atoms. So it's neo. And total how many carbon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pentyl with one valency short. So it's neopentyl. Clear? Let's talk with examples. Now look at this. Neopentyl iodide. Let's try framing the structure now. If I'm trying to frame the structure, okay, this will be like this. First of all, the valency which is short, so that is C. So I put a C here and I'll put four valencies. One side पे it's methyl. Okay. Now CH3 twice. मतलब on top there is one methyl. Down there is one more methyl. On the right hand side there is a CH2 group. And last we have a functional group I. Now important. Observe this. Is this second last carbon attached to four other carbon? Yes, then it is neo. Now count total how many carbon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's neopentyl iodide. And important, if I talk about the nature of carbon atom, nature of carbon atom to which the functional group is directly attached, that is this carbon. What is the nature? Attached to only one other carbon. So nature is 1 degree. That's a neo group. Same way, one more example, look at that. Neo hexyl, matlab 6 carbon atoms, look at that. Second last carbon. Can I say it's attached to four other carbon? Yes. Or second last one is attached to two methyl groups. Okay. Total 6 carbon atoms, so neohexyl alcohol. Once again, the nature, which carbon we will see, to which the functional group is directly attached. So when I talk about the functional group directly attached, that is this one, this carbon. This nature is always 1 degree. So this is what we call as a neo. Clear? So once again to recap, alkyl, one edge short of alkane. N-alkyl, normal in a continuous chain. In alkyl, N starts from propyl. In alkanes, N starts from butane onwards. For all N, nature is always 1 degree. Iso, branch carbon is attached to two similar alkyl groups. Iso minimum starts from propyl onwards because attached to two similar, matlab two methyl, so minimum 3 carbon. Alright. Iso nature is always 1 degree, but iso becomes sec when the branch, whenever any branch carbon is attached to two similar alkyl and the functional group is directly attached. Okay. Sec. Sec starts also from propyl onwards. One carbon is branched, attached to two other carbon atoms, and the functional group should be directly attached. In iso, it was only two similar alkyl. Here I am saying two other carbon and the functional group directly attached. Sec also starts from propyl, but isopropyl is sec propyl. And for sec, any sec, nature is always 2 degree. Third, one of the carbon is branched, directly attached to 3 other. So we say that nature is always 3 degree, and tert minimum starts from butyl, 1 directly attached to 3. So minimum starts from 4. So tert minimum is butyl. And neo, second last carbon is attached to 4 other carbon, or second last carbon is attached to 2 methyl groups. If second last is attached to 4, minimum 5. So neo minimum starts from pentyl onwards, and for neo, nature is 1. So these are all the groups what we have. Last, we will do a recap part with respect to the groups. Observe this. This is the last part of it. Alkyl groups, if I have to talk. Okay. Now, with respect to the alkyl groups part, in methyl CH3, I've given the bond line formula, single line dash with, and what I've shown here as a basically over here just a scratch part means its valency is where it is unsatisfied. Same way ethyl, so 2 carbon atom, this is 1 and this is the second. Okay, so one end is CH3, CH2 with 1 valency short. Then is N, this should have been N propyl here. Okay, not only propyl, it should be N propyl. Okay, here one, now in this also if I have to observe this, the carbon atoms, one CH3, CH2, again a CH2. So 3 carbon atoms, that's N propyl. Propyl has how many forms? 2. N propyl, iso or sec propyl. That's the isopropyl part, where CH in the center, what do you see? And you have 2 methyl groups, one up, one over here. And this is one valency short where a functional group will come. Same way butyl will have how many? 4. One is first one, that's what we call as N-butyl group. Written butyl, it should be N-butyl. Okay. Now in this N-butyl, there are 4 carbon atoms. So CH3, CH2, CH2, again CH2 and one valency short. That's N-butyl. Sec-butyl, look at that. Corner CH3, then CH2. Everywhere it's a carbon. So you have to understand there are corresponding hydrogen for its valency. Then is CH. Down is one valency which is short. And last is CH. Okay. Then is isobutyl. Iso, CH3 twice CH. So this is CH. One CH3 up, one CH3 down. Again a CH2. And here is one more valency. That's isobutyl. And last is third butyl. CH3 thrice C. So this is C in the center. I have 3 methyl groups. 1, 2, 3. And here will be the functional group. Okay. And this is what we're, so this is basically what we write as the condensed formula. These are the bond line formula, and this is the regular, what we have as the structural formula. So CH3 with one valency short, methyl, ethyl. From propyl branching starts, so propyl has 2 isomers. Okay. Now for alkyl groups, I'm giving a formula. Write down. There's a formula to calculate isomers. Alkyl groups only. Okay. And this can be written as I are the number of isomers. The formula is 2 raised to n minus 2, where n is the number of carbon atom. Let's start very easy. Propyl. How many carbon? 3. 2 raised to 3 minus 2, 2 raised to 1. What is 2 raised to 1? 2. And which other 2? One is this, what we have as N-propyl. And second is iso or sec propyl. So propyl has 2 isomers, N and iso. Butyl, 2 raised to 4 minus 2. That's 2 raised to 2. 2 raised to 2 is 4. Which are the 4? One is right here in front of you. That is N-butyl. Then we have sec-butyl, isobutyl and third butyl. So butyl has 4. So from propyl, branching starts for alkyl, 2 isomers. For butyl, that will be N is 4, there will be 4 isomers. And same if I take pentyl, that is nothing but C5H11, and it will have 8 isomeric forms. So like that you can calculate, but this formula is only for alkyl groups. Okay, just revise this. We will continue with this in the next class. Okay, thank you.